prioritised within her international strategy. In terms of Pinewood particularly, we've worked closely with them throughout their time here in Wales and utilised the company's industry knowledge to get the best economic outcomes for Wales and make it a thriving and established location for filmmakers. Pinewood leaves Wales to concentrate on its own growth plans at Shepperton at a time when all 3 studios in South East Wales, including Wentblue, are operating at full capacity with productions such as His Dark Materials and Brave New World. And we're really proud of our association with Pinewood over the last 5 years, and our vibrant creative industry has seen some fantastic results. And Pinewood and Bad Wolf have spent in excess of £100 million here in Wales, creating good jobs and benefiting the local supply chains and hundreds of businesses across Wales. But if there are specific questions that you have, I'd invite you to write to the Minister for Culture and the Minister, I should say, for the economy, and he'll be able to provide the detail which you're seeking.
David Rees.
I'd like to ask for an oral statement from the Minister for Health. I very much appreciate his written statements over recent weeks regarding orkambi and Svenkevi, and we are now in a position where we are trying to get a deal with Vertex on the access to those drugs. And I also read from Simon Stevens' letter that, in fact, the English NHS would be agreement was based upon Wales and Northern Ireland having similar agreements in place. Now, the Minister put out a tweet this morning, very interesting, but it asks questions we want to ask of him, and therefore an oral statement as to where we are. Maybe by that time we might actually be in a position where we have a deal, but it opens us up to questions that we need answers to, which don't come always from a written statement. So if we can have an oral statement from him, that would be very helpful. And following on from Jenny Rathbone's point on screening, I also like to ask a statement on bowel screening, particularly as to a report on how successful the new test is. I don't want to wait 12 months to see how the 12-month period is, because I think that's way down the line. But we have should have a 3-month position now as to how that test is working. Whether there will be an assessment as to the sensitivity of that test can be improved, because we are working on a sensitivity which limits where we are basically standing still on the test levels. We can get better, but that depends upon also the resources of the diagnostics agenda, and the endoscopy in particular. So can we have a statement from him in relation to how he sees bowel screening working? Is the new test more effective? Are we getting a better response rate as a consequence of the test? And what resources are being put into place to ensure that we can improve the sensitivity, which allows us to actually catch earlier cancers so we can get better results and outcomes?
I'll certainly make the Health Minister aware of both of those requests for a statement, and I know that he'd be keen to update members, particularly on the issue of bowel screening, as and when information becomes available in terms of the analysis which is being done of the impact that the fit rate has and what the options are in terms of increasing the sensitivity of that, but also in terms of the work that we're doing to try and ensure that that particular groups who have been slower to come forward to undertake that screening are fully engaged with. And on the issue of orkambi, of course, the Health Minister has been very, very clear today that he would agree today the same pro rata deal as the deal which has been offered for England if that were to come forward, and we look forward to a positive response from the suppliers as soon as possible.
Mohamed Ashkar.
Thank you, Madam